Saying that Avengers Infinity War was a big movie may be the understatement of 2019. It may not have had the cultural or awards impact that Black Panther achieved, but Avengers Infinity War joins Avatar, Titanic, and Star Wars The Force Awakens as being one of the only films to surpass $2 billion worldwide. What it did better than those, yes, even Star Wars The Force Awakens, is it set up fans to theorize, speculate, hypothesize, ruminate, weigh, contemplate, and downright guess for 365 days. Some clarity has been offered since Infinity War's release in late April, but it won't be until April 26, 2019, when Avengers ENDGAME is seen, that fans will have all their questions answered. Trailers for Captain Marvel, Avengers ENDGAME, and Spider-Man Far From Home have since been released and confirmed many of the theories that have been floating in the air, most importantly, the name of the flick. Though affirmation is always accompanied by nullification, some theories may have been proven right, but many were also proven incorrect. Avengers ENDGAME is just a few weeks away. Feels like just yesterday the world witnessed the snap. And there are still so many uncertainties with the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's safe to assume we'll get another trailer for eager fans to dissect and overthink every frame of, but until then, we're stuck with what we have. Before we know it, it'll be time to line up at the multiplex to see how our favorite heroes will resolve their latest dilemma. So let's not waste any more time. Before we start, make sure you follow us by clicking on that like button below the video to get more sweet content from Animated Times. And I'm Andrew Caravella. You can find me on social media, handle On Air Andrew. All right, guys, let's go. At number 11, Peter Parker isn't the MCU's only Spider-Person. Now, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse showed us that even though it's not in the MCU, audiences respond unexpectedly positive to the idea of more than one type of Spider-Man. Actress Tiffany Epinson broke out with her small role of Cindy Moon in Spider-Man Homecoming. Fans of the friendly neighborhood crime fighter know that Cindy Moon is the secret identity of Silk, a young woman who was bitten by the same radioactive spider as Peter. Is the MCU Cindy pre or post-bite, and will they bring her in during Endgame to make up for Peter's absence? There's a chance, assuming she's not already dusted. Number 10, Nebula will be the one to defeat Thanos. Fans of the Infinity Gauntlet comics already knew this, but for those of us who stick solely to the cinematic universe, Nebula's dislike for Thanos causes her to track him down, trounce him, steal the gauntlet, and reverse all of his dastardly deeds. The MCU has stuck to the basic principles of the comics, but never have they gone for the same exact beats of their source material. There's a very real possibility this is what will end Thanos' reign, and a pretty powerful one, knowing that the Mad Titan replaced almost all of Nebula with robotics and threw her sister off a cliff. That's so not nice. Number 9, Thanos isn't the big bad after all. This one is pretty fun. Thanos wasn't just the main villain of Infinity War, he was the main villain of the first 3 phases of the MCU. It seems as though he's won and the heroes are doomed in their quest to defeat him. But what if it's not him they're trying to defeat? A tease at a new toy may shed some light on this. You see, it shows Rocket and Thor in fancy white armor. The text states, "The Asgardian Thor wields the mighty Stormbreaker in his battle against new foes." Rocket teams up with a new crew to guard the galaxy from an even greater threat. Who these new foes and greater threat are is a mystery, and an alarming one at that. At number 8, A Funeral to Attend. Now, there were lasting consequences in Infinity War, and it seems that Endgame won't be any different. It was reported that Central Casting Georgia put out a casting call for extras who could play mourners. An excerpt from the casting call is as follows, quote, "Looking for men and women over the age of 18, all ethnicities, to portray mourners, especially looking for good character looks and expressive faces. This will be photo selected by the film's directors. For new faces only," end quote. Now, mourners could just mean civilians mourning the loss of their friends and family, but the call also listed sizes for the men and women as they'd have to wear suits and dresses. Interesting indeed. At number 7, Tony heads S.H.I.E.L.D. So we know that Tony is alive, right? Because, I mean, he's like at the end of the movie. Even if he isn't on Earth, and that Nick Fury and Agent Maria Hill were both dusted. If Tony can make it back to his home planet, the Supreme Headquarters International Espionage and Law Enforcement Division, aka SHIELD, will need a new head. Who better than Tony to take up the position? He knows the organization very well, has the brains, and more than enough resources. He helped Fury start the Avengers Initiative and is one of the oldest members next to Natasha and Clint, the latter of which has his own demons he's currently dealing with. At number 6, Thanos ripped reality in two. Now, a Reddit theory suggests, because, who doesn't love Reddit? As the title implies, Thanos only wanted the universe to only remain habitable. So instead of ending half of life, he sent half to a different second universe. The theory isn't grounded in much evidence, but rather possibility and hope. The author also states that since Scott Lang was in the quantum realm, he wasn't affected by the split and can move freely between universes. The new goal won't be to bring the dusted back, but to bring the two realities together. That's some pretty far out stuff. I'm just saying. At number 5, a jump in time. Now, a jump in time backwards is almost guaranteed, but what about forward? A 16-year-old actress by the name of Emma Furman has been cast in Endgame in the role of Cassie Lang. Yep, that same Cassie Lang that is currently played by a much younger Abby Ryder Fortson. Will the film have a jump into the future at the end, or will it be a side effect of the gang, or just Ant-Man, messing around with time and space? No one knows, but the role is one of the most intriguing bits of news we currently have. At number 4, Thanos would seek redemption. So despite being one of the most iconic villains of all time, Darth Vader was able to redeem himself and help Luke defeat the Emperor. What if Thanos does the same? Many are speculating that there will be a threat even worse than Thanos. So what if Thanos actually teams up with the Avengers in order to destroy this threat? He was one of the more sympathetic characters in Infinity War, so it almost makes sense. Decimating half the universe is pretty inexcusable, but maybe he'll try and even bring them back after a change of heart. At number 3, Tony will become Spider-Man's Jarvis. Now, as will be pointed out in a bit, there's a large chance that Tony won't make it out of the film alive, which is totally gonna make me cry, and I'm gonna be a wreck if that's the case. But a brain like his needs to be preserved. Robert Downey Jr.'s contract is coming to a close, and the actor has other plans post-MCU, but what if he stayed in a much smaller role? I would be okay with that. I'd get through it. The theory is that Tony uploads his consciousness to Peter's Iron Spider suit in order to remain around and always be there for the teen. All Downey would have to do is record a few lines like I do every single week, just every couple of years in this case. It's also just like Paul Bettany in the early MCU days would do. It's sad, but rather sweet too. At number 2, an old friend returns. Infinity War saw an old foe return, so why not introduce an old friend in Endgame? Actor Aaron Taylor Johnson was spotted on the set of Endgame, and fans were quick to speculate. There's a chance that he is just seen in a flashback. I mean, they are going back to the Battle of New York, either in memories or time travel. But there's another much less likely chance that the brother to Scarlet Witch will be revivified. The actor has not yet been listed in the cast, but then again, neither has Red Skull. Finally, at number 1, the Avengers will make the ultimate sacrifice. As I'm sure every fan has heard about 1,000 times, the heroes that weren't decimated just so happen to be the original 6: the Cap, Iron Man, Thor, Hulk, Black Widow, and Hawkeye. Well, most of these actors and actresses have their contracts coming to a close, and Marvel surely doesn't want them overstaying their welcome. So what better way to send them off than to save the others? Who knows how? Maybe they just ask Thanos to make a Katniss-style volunteers tribute swap? So what's the Avengers Endgame theory you think will most likely come to fruition? Let us know in the comments below. If you haven't already liked our page, like and share our video. If you liked what you saw, check out more awesome content on our page. I'm Andrew Caravella. You can always follow me on social media, handle OnAirAndrew. And as always, thanks for watching.